Child, let me tell you, Love Tights, I watched this episode of The Housewives of Potomac, RHOP, and I am late. I know I'm late, and I'm so sorry for being late to come to bring y'all this video. I'm gonna do more videos like this, I think, because this is gonna be one for the books, for real. As you can see from the clip before, the whole issue with Monique Samuels and Candiace from Potomac Housewives, I just do not know what to say. I'm flabbergasted. I'm appalled. It was ghetto as shit, but I don't even understand, like, how could something like this happen? And I gotta compare it a little bit to season 6 reunion between Portia and Kenya. And how Kenya did so many things to provoke Portia, and Portia reacted, and Portia was redeemed, if you will. I love Portia. I rock with her now. Back then, I was like, oh, she ghetto as shit. So now that I see what happened with Monique in the situation, and although she is more to blame for this than Candiace is, Candiace still had the mouth. Candiace still was, you know, doing all that, yeah, and, you know, egging her on and provoking her. It was very similar to that situation. As you know, Kenya Moore is a former Miss USA, and so is Candiace, a former Miss USA as well. And Portia has been known to be a little violent. Not before that situation, but now you know that she is. And everybody knows that Monique, even though she's never done anything like this before, you can kind of tell that maybe she's a little rough around the edges, which is, I mean, honestly, I think it's both their faults. That's my opinion alone. And I don't condone it. What I won't agree with is Wendy and Robin, and Giselle too, and how they just like automatically was like, oh no, she wrong, and all of that, yeah. And it just got on my nerves. Wendy, you was just yelling in the previous episode at Ashley for bringing her child, and you couldn't bring your child. So how you gonna sit here and get upset about something like this? And Robin, you just a follower because you following behind Giselle. And Giselle, you the one exited on because you the one that said Candiace and Charisse had gotten so close or whatever. And excuse my lighting, y'all. My lighting is kind of bad right now because I lost the battery, rather. So I don't know. Like, there's a bloody mouth involved. It's at a winery. Glass was shattered. You got, you know, the producers holding her back, as you can see a little bit in that clip. And Monique said that she blacked out. Monique also didn't apologize. So I love her. I really do. Rocks with Monique. But I gotta say, I mean, it was Monique's, I would say, more of her fault in this situation with this fight on the show. This is episode number 9 now, I believe, season 5. And I just don't know how, like, they can come together from this, or how can Monique redeem herself if she's not apologetic, just like Portia wasn't apologetic back in season 7. She didn't want to apologize, period. She felt like she did the right thing to yank Kenya's hair in that situation. As you can see, I put it in here too. I'm I'm over the fights of reality shows, especially when it gets violent like this. I mean, there was a situation before in reality where Evelyn threw a bottle at somebody from across the room. I mean, that was on Basketball Wives. And I did a review on that years ago in my early YouTube days, over 10 years ago. Candiace, she egged the girl on. It's like I said, it's Monique's fault, it's Candiace's fault, but I do feel like it's more of Monique, and I feel like Monique needs to be more apologetic. She scared the girl. The girl was scared. She was trying to fight back, but the girl was clearly scared. She couldn't hold her own. And I don't want to laugh about this, but for a second, I did find myself kind of laughing because even though I don't find it to be funny, I find the situation where Candiace got her ass pretty much beat for running that mouth, which is what everybody knows happens to you. Yeah, but to continue on with the episode, because there's more to it than that, Giselle took her kids to Atlanta for the restaurant that they opened called Arizona's. That's a reopening or whatever. Jamal Bryant bought it for the girls, and Giselle decided to, take them there for the reopening. The father was there as well. He gave Giselle her blessing if she wanted to marry that man again, Jamal. And the girls were inside of the hotel, and it was like, I ain't gonna lie, not for nothing, it wasn't a suite. It was like it's like 2 double bedroom, and it's 4 of them. It's an adult woman and 3 girls, and they're glam girls, so I don't see how that worked for them, but to each his own. Not what I would have expected from Giselle. And on to the next, Karen and Ray. Karen Huger. She is emotional because of Ray. They did some kind of therapy session in their house, and they pretty much are not on the same page. She went huffing and puffing after he said that he thinks he's still in love with her. And she off the bat said that she was in love with Ray still. That she could not see a day without him. So, I don't know where that's headed. That's probably for another episode. Like I said, Wendy, she made me so sick with what she said, because she is a commentator for CNN, and she gives, voices to people, she says, who don't have the voices or don't have seats at the table. And she feels like this situation, because it's filmed, I think, is making them look like they don't deserve seats at the table. That's not true. I don't believe that any way, any shape, any form, because there are all cultures that get into physical altercations. All cultures. And they still are lucrative individuals. They still are on top. They still are wealthy. They still are having seats at the table. So that whole, because I'm black and because I fight and I'm a black woman or whatever, and I'm not going to sit at the table, that's malarkey. Plain malarkey. Ashley and her husband, Michael Darby, they are going through some issues. Obviously, she asked for a post-nup. Michael decided to say to her that he wanted there to be more trust and better sex, I guess, and how the baby has impeded on their process in their marriage, even though the baby is the reason they're still together, probably. Just saying. The baby is a beautiful baby. It looks more like the father than the mother. He is gonna be a heart dropper, for real. And, I really ain't got much more to say about this. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe on this video. And let me know if you want to hear some more about this particular topic, like reality TV, that is. And until next time, love tights. See ya.